Basically, I couldn't call her an Uber because that would have started a scene. I thought she might like flip out or something if I just rejected her, because it seemed like she was that kind of person. And it was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? All right, I'll fake a stomach ache or being sick or something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like coughing. I was acting the whole time. And she believed it. Oh, okay. Today, got some stuff to talk about. So, I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them about some crazy experiences I had when inviting women back to my place. You know, you see in the thumbnail, that's my actual apartment. It's a nice place, and I also cook very well. So, at the time, was thinking, you know what? It's St. Patty's Day. You don't pick on my hair. I'm trying to train it to go backwards again because once it gets to this length, I want it to go back because I actually do an undercut usually. That's off topic. Back to the Buff Bagwell hat, which is what somebody said. It's still St. Patty's Day. I know I had a video air on St. Patty's Day. It's not St. Patty's Day now. It's been about a week by the time this airs. It is St. Patty's Day in real time right now. So I'm going to get my money's worth out of this $3 hat that I got at Walmart. So, but yeah, I would tend to invite women. I would set up like I'm not currently dating anybody right now. I'm taking a break. I deleted apps like almost 2 months ago at this point. But I would tend to plan a public thing, like, you know, maybe dinner, get drinks somewhere, whatever. After that, if we wanted to go do anything else, we would do that. But a lot of times, even they would suggest, hey, we can just go back to your place, watch a movie. All right, cool, let's do that. And that's fine. I would still do that. But there have been, I think, as far as I can remember, 3 times that I specifically offered to just have them come here because it's a nice apartment. I'll show it off. Most women don't expect a guy to have a nice, put together, organized, decorated apartment. So that impresses them. And I knew that. And also I can cook. So I would cook really good food. Better than you would find at most restaurants, honestly. And I'm not tooting my own horn. This is what I've been told. And I knew that would entice them. And every time I cooked for a woman, they were mine. We dated, period. They wanted me. Food is the way to anybody's heart. I don't care if it's man or woman. Good food will make people fall in love. Seriously. But before we move on, and I start talking about the absolute insanity that I experienced doing this and why I won't invite anybody back to my house on a first date or my home. First, we got, our obligation, since it's not just Wisdom website, it's Whiskeys and Wisdom channel. It is St. Patty's Day, and I happened to find a discontinued bourbon whiskey that happens to have a 4-leaf clover on it. Oh, look at that. For St. Patty's Day, we're going to drink some not Irish whiskey. It's BC Beverage Company. Actually, there's no name for this. It's just bourbon whiskey. BC Beverage Company. Where are they from? And why is there... Oh, bottled by Black Clover Beverage Company in Sparks, Nevada. So not far from me. Okay. All right. Aged for a minimum of 6 months. So probably not some high-grade bourbon, but, I'm not that picky when it comes to bourbon. I'm probably going to like it anyway. Let's try this. Let's get this opened up. This bad boy opened up here. So I've actually already had a pretty fair size drink today because it's Monday and WWE Raw was on. As I've stated before, I'm a massive wrestling fan, so I watched it. Oh, y'all know what I forgot? Hold on. So, okay, I got the rocks. I'll be right back. All right. I had to get the whiskey tasting glass. It's only a little bit. Because I don't want... Oh, shit. It pours out of this bottle terribly. Oh, alcohol abuse. No. I don't have anything to clean this up with. Except my fingers. Ah, jeez. I'm not prepared. I wasn't going to record a video today because I'd already done so many this weekend. But I'm off today. I don't have to pick up my next load till tomorrow. So, all right. Tasting the whiskey. Shit, man. I got it everywhere. Maybe that's why they discontinued. You can't freaking pour it out of there without dropping some whiskey. All right. Smells like bourbon. It's the good stuff. All right. Let's try it. Boy, you can definitely tell that was only aged for 6 months. It's not bad. It doesn't taste bad. It still tastes good. But it is not smooth. All right. I'm sure it'll be a lot better drinking it out of the rocks glass. But still, okay. Oh, man. Whew. Boy, that burns. If you like that, that's the one for you. But it is discontinued. I don't know if you're going to find it. So, yeah, take a good look at it. Maybe you'll find it eventually. But it's out of Nevada. Maybe it's not everywhere. So, let's talk about why you should not. I know why women don't do this. Women don't want to invite men to their... Hold up. Let's give it a little tilt. There we go. All right. So I used to do voices and impersonations and accents all the time. I grew up doing this. Like, just even watching Looney Tunes, it was like, yeah, what's up, Doc? So, I know why women do this. Like, they don't want to invite strange men into their apartment, and that's a very good idea. Don't do that. That's not safe. It's also technically not safe for a man to do this, but we're a little bit stupid when it comes to dating, as I have very much evidenced in my videos and how stupid I was in the past. So I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them about like the few times I've actually just not even done anything else. They just came straight here. My apartment was the first date, and they were like, "You gotta do a video for this because this is crazy." I'm like, "Okay, you know what? I'll do a video." I wasn't really planning on doing a video because I didn't want to put my business out there like that. But preface this with, I've never had sex on a first date ever. I've not done it, so obviously that did not happen on the business maker here. I've never really wanted to do that on a first date. So that did not happen. We'll get that out of your head right now. So, I've only done it like that I can remember. Like I said, in the last like couple of years since I moved to Utah, I've dated about 25 different women. I went on at least one date with like 25 different women. And some of those turned into like a few month-long relationship, or maybe it was like 1 or 2 dates or whatever. But only 3 times that I can remember have I ever brought somebody straight here to the apartment before meeting them. Like that, I met them at the apartment. So the first one was right after I moved here. And no, she was pretty normal. She was cool, fun to talk to. Invited her here, cooked dinner, and she made me watch Hamilton. Okay. I am not a big fan of musicals. In fact, I hate musicals, except for Sweeney Todd. That's a pretty funny one. And The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman. That's pretty good. But other than that, musicals and like, if I'm going to watch a play, I want to go to it in person. I don't really care to watch it on TV. So we watched Hamilton. I think it was on Disney. And she kind of almost made me do this. And I was like, sure, let's watch it. Why not? You know, I'll try this with the rocks. Still burns, but a little bit better. This is a whiskey you need to mix with something. I wouldn't drink this straight like I'm doing right now, like an idiot. All right. So, she's pretty normal. Watched Hamilton. I cooked for her, and she actually ended up coming over here twice. I cooked dinner both times. We would just watch movies. We never did anything. but she would reveal herself to be a pretty staunch, like, feminazi. Like, she was a self-proclaimed feminazi. And I discovered this during talks with her in person, and that's just a big turnoff for me. You know, I'm not going to deal with that. I remember saying something. I was telling her about a book idea I had where, I'm not going to say the book idea. But it involved like Victorian prostitutes, and don't even think anything. You don't know, but it involved Victorian prostitutes. And I was telling her about this, and she corrected prostitutes to sex workers, and I was like, I already know I don't like you. But anyway, she ended up taking a trip somewhere, and she didn't talk to me for like a few days, didn't reply. So I just unmatched her, blocked her. Or I didn't block her, but I just didn't say anything else. That was it. Now, cut to pretty much 2 years later. The last 2 times I did this were all within the last, like, let's see, I've been off dating apps for almost 2 months, but this was within the last like 2 months that I was on dating apps. So it would have been like November and December, I think. So the first time, which one do I need to tell you guys about first? Because they're both equally nuts. I'll just tell you about the first one. Chronological order is what we're going to do. Timeline. Okay. So the first one, we matched. And I was on the road during the week, so talked to her for about a week. She seemed pretty cool. All right. I'm cool with inviting you to my place. I was trying to figure out something for us to do publicly, but we couldn't figure out anything we really wanted to do. So I was like, just come to my place, we'll watch a movie. And she did. Now, when she first got here, I had a new... Oh, this was right after Black Friday. I remember now because I bought a gun on Black Friday, a shotgun. And I went to pick it up, and she came into the apartment, and I was like, okay, she doesn't look bad. She didn't catfish me. Okay, I'm good. So I was like, you know what? I have a gun to go pick up. It just got in today, and I want to go pick it up before the weekend. So that's what we did. I took her with me. We went and picked the gun up. Fine. We're good. Coming back. And we come back to the apartment. We're watching a movie. I don't remember what movie we watched. It doesn't matter, does it? But we were just talking, and it was revealed to me a few things that I automatically was like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. She let it out that she was a felon, and from what I remember, it was for a felony assault on her ex, and she wasn't allowed to see her kid anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, cool. What else is there? Apparently, she used to be a dominatrix, and I was like professionally, like, what did you, what? Okay, and she was a dominatrix on OnlyFans with her ex. Okay, cool. And they still had the account open. And apparently, either one of them or both of them were still making money off of it. And I automatically, I'm like, okay, I just took a felon with me to go pick up a new gun. I don't know the legalities of all of that. So, cool. This could have been told to me a long time before I even invited you into my apartment. Somebody who might have a violent past and can't see their kids. So, cool. I was really nice about things. Like I said, I grew up as a theater kid, so I'm glad that I'm decent in acting, and I didn't let out how uncomfortable I was, and I was just like, yo, let's just be nice. We'll watch a movie. We're not doing anything. Ate some food, finished the movie. I was like, I'm tired. Hey, you have a good night. She went home, and after that, I sent her a message, and I'm like, you know what? I don't remember what I sent, but I sent a text that basically said, no, we're not doing this, and that was it. And when I reject somebody, I just block them. Like, I don't want them snooping on my Instagram or anything like that. Yeah, they could come on YouTube if they find me, but like, whatever. At this point, it's been months. Who cares? So the thing is that, okay, I know a lot of you are watching like, oh my God, how did you choose somebody like that? Yeah, you don't know these things until somebody tells you. And she wasn't a bad looking girl at all. She seemed pretty cool. We liked the same music, all this, it sounded like a good idea. And, but then I stupidly did this one more time, about a month later. Again, matched with somebody, talked to him for about a week. It was around the holidays. So she was visiting her family in North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. That was a bonding thing. We could talk about North Carolina, and that's what we did. So about a week later, she got back into town, and I also got back into town, and I was, again, couldn't figure out, I think it was like a Sunday, if I remember right. So in Utah, almost everything's closed on Sundays. You can't really do a whole lot of stuff other than go like Walmart or the grocery store. So it was like, you know what? Just come to my place. We'll watch a movie. We'll get pizza or something like that. Pizza and wine is what I said. So I did that. This one's nuts. So I had FaceTimed her a couple of times. I always do that before I meet somebody, just to make sure that I know what they look like, that I'm not being catfished. So I did, and there were pictures. Nothing crazy. Just I want to make sure that I'm not getting catfished. So come to my place. We meet. She pulls up. Right off the bat, she does not look the same in person at all. Like, almost a completely different person. I don't know how she pulled this off on FaceTime. Are there filters or something? I don't know. She looked way different. Like the same person, but just not as attractive as I thought she was in the video. So it was like, fuck, okay. So I wouldn't say that's catfishing, but she had used certain angles in pictures and video and on FaceTime that hid her weight. And I'm not trying to fat shame anybody, but if you're trying to hide your weight from someone, you're in the wrong. If you're trying to hide your actual body shape from someone, then you are in the wrong. And she did. So she got out of the car, and I'm like, okay, shit, I don't want to be an asshole, and I don't want to just like tell her to turn around and go away. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a nice guy. That might be its own problem. Let's drink some bourbon. Oh, it's so not smooth. Oh, it's getting better. The ice is melting in there. It's a little bit better. All right. So I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can be nice. We'll watch a movie. We'll eat pizza. We'll do whatever. So we go up, we're watching a movie, and she pounds this glass of wine. I think I had like a half a glass of wine. She pounded it. She drank the whole bottle within like an hour. And I have a pretty high tolerance. I can do that and not be like super drunk. I'll be buzzed, but I won't be drunk. She was shit-faced. She couldn't even stand up and walk straight. And she started trauma dumping on me. I know in a previous video I mentioned this, is like how trauma dumping is a big red flag. So she started trauma dumping all kinds of stuff. And I'm not even going to put all of it out there, but it was like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? So she's drunk, out of her mind, and starts demanding sex. And I'm just like, there's no way that I'm going to do this. No, I've been somebody called it fat-fished. I've been fat-fished. And I was like, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing this. And I was still trying to be nice about it. The thing is, she was drunk. I didn't want her to like flip. But based on what she had told me, I was like, this girl, if I reject her right now, she is going to make a whole scene in the apartment building. And I don't want to deal with that. So it was like, how do I be nice? And damage control, basically, is she was demanding sex. I mean, stripped down, completely naked. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Imagine if she was out of her mind drunk and then wake up the next day. If we had done something, she would accuse me of something. Like, I'm not getting myself into that boat. I never have. I never will. I'm not stupid. So it was like, basically, I couldn't call her an Uber because that would have started a scene. I thought she might like flip out or something. if I just rejected her, because it seemed like she was that kind of person. And it was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? All right, I'll fake a stomach ache or being sick or something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like coughing. I was acting the whole time. And she believed it. She believed it. Now, some people would look at that and be like, dude, that's cowardly. Like, dude, I'm trying to not make this girl flip out at 1 a.m. in the apartment building. And then everybody think that I'm a problem for bringing a crazy person into my apartment. So I faked all this, and it was late, and she was drunk. So it was like, okay, sleep. She got in bed. Bed. I let her sleep here. We didn't do anything. Listen to what I'm about to say. We got in bed. I got on the edge of my bed, and she was trying to like scrunch up close. And I was like, I'm not having it. I'm not giving her anything. So she finally passes out. Finally, good God, finally passes out drunk. I got up and went and sleep on my couch. I was like, I stayed on the couch. And I didn't know what I was going to do if she woke up before me, but she was out, man. Again, I can't like send her on her way. She can't drive. She's drunk. I don't want her to like get hurt. I can't call an Uber because she might cause a scene. So I was just being a nice guy. Sleep on my bed. I'll go sleep on the couch. Yes, my sheets have been washed since then. Don't even try me. But yeah, it was like, I ended up waking up before she did. And then I woke her up being the nice guy. I was like, hey, I'm going to make us breakfast. So I did. I made a little bit of breakfast, like omelet or something like that. Still being nice. And I got her out of my apartment. Okay. Problem solved. And I remember I sent her a text like, I wasn't really feeling it, the vibe in person. We're not going to do this. Good luck. Thank you for your time. That was pretty. And then I blocked her. I was like, this is not happening. So yeah, I think the lesson here is, guys, I know you might want to do some things. You might want to have sex. You might want to score. Score, yeah. Beefs and buttheads, sorry. You might want that. I would suggest that you don't do that, because there have been so many times where men have met women that they thought they knew within a day or so, and they go on a first date, they have sex on a first date, and then that woman accuses them of something, and it could ruin your life. I've dodged that bullet, and I'm not going to put myself in the range of that bullet ever again. I'm just saying, you don't want to invite people you don't know into your home. I haven't had anything bad happen because of that, but it came close, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I would suggest that you not do that. I know, now it's different if you go on a date with somebody and you spend like a few hours with them and everything clicks. Everything's great. They seem great. I've invited women back to my place. Women have suggested we come back to my place after we'd had an actual date. That's fine. That's completely normal, honestly. But you got to gauge who this person is before you take them to your home. There's people out there that you don't want knowing where you live, because women are fucking crazy. They are crazy. And if they know where you live, they can cause a problem. Now, it's not as bad here where I live because it's like CIA level security. I got a card that gets me in the garage. Then I got a little key tab that signs me into a door, and then I open that door, and I got to go through another door. I'm serious. It's like some Mission Impossible shit getting into this apartment if you don't live here. So I don't mind that. On top of the fact that none of them are going to remember my actual apartment number, thankfully, because it's on the door, but like nobody ever pays attention to that shit. But yeah, just don't do it. Don't invite a girl back to your place on a first date at first. If you go on a date with them first, a real date in public, and they seem cool and chill and they're not crazy, sure, yeah, go ahead and get them back to your place. Do whatever you want to do. Don't go straight to your place. That's just no. Most women aren't going to do that in the first place. But if a woman suggests it, or if you think of it, you're doing the wrong thing. So we're right under 25 minutes. I'm going to take one last sip. And y'all have a good one.